Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into it. CopX is the ETF for copper. We took a SFR short on this resistance. In hindsight, look, I even said it was not going to be the best of trades, not something really worth taking. I thought I'd just dabble in it, get a starter and see how it goes. And of course, had to cut. Like I said, any green whatsoever, it's a cut. But that's okay because we held a lithium trade to make up for it. But here is SFR. We did also take an intraday trade because it overshot to the upside. So on the daily, you can see just big gaps from bottom to top today. 22%, well above the ETF, well above copper futures. It holds, but like 6.5%. I think SFR has overshot, and that's kind of the intraday trade idea. Is well, okay, if it gets to $21, nice round number. Also, by the way, ignore this volume at 220 at 241 on every chart. There's just this big wick down for some reason on just so many charts today, and I'm not sure why, but I think it's just a data error. So what we have is this push up as it got through 21, punched through 21. It was a short, and as it came back up to retest, it's just kind of an add-on all the way to and through VWAP. The expectation was for it to come through, but there was no real follow through. So it was just like, as it was sort of going sideways here, it was just a cover, and dipped a little more and then recovered. But whatever, we made, I don't know what that is, 1.3% to make up for the fact that we tanked 3.5%. So a little bit of a revenge trade, if you will. Nothing substantial. We have lithium, the lithium ETF. So we held the lithium stocks over the weekend long. So, and it keeps going up. You can see pre-market's looking really nice. It's probably going to have one more solid day. And I closed PLS out. We can see here on the chart, of course, where we close out, there's a pivot from the body of the candles. Didn't, of course, get the top, but close enough, because you'll see on the drive, I was looking for 680, somewhere near 680, but ended up just kind of hitting 675, which is the body of those candles, and that's fine. You can see the initial drive up. Once this happens, this is a big push for like 3.5%. So, that's a strong push. It's not going to keep sustaining. So if any, it hits this kind of level, and it's like, well, I'm a few cents away from my target. As it comes off, it's like I'm going to start cutting, and that's perfectly fine. Just take what I can get and move on for the day. Vulcan still looks good. I did close this one out because it wasn't looking too crash hot. But I closed this one out on Friday. As you can see, it sort of hit that pivot, and that's perfectly fine. I'm okay with that one. Vulcan wasn't really behaving on Friday. You can see it kind of just wasn't performing relative to other lithium stocks, and it is what it is. We also got, what was it? SDR. Now this one's interesting. We opened up a new position today, and that is SDR. So I'll bring up the chart here. This, I just want to zoom out and show you guys the daily, what it looks like. Just big swing up, big swing down. And tell me, just tell me this isn't an absolutely gorgeous chart. Now, I am late to the party. God, would I have loved to have picked up this pivot? Absolutely. 345, 342. Just didn't spot it. It wasn't on my radar. I saw a mention of it today. I can't remember where, somewhere on Twitter probably. And just looked at the chart and went, oh shit, this looks really good. So on the hourly, it probably looks a bit cleaner. Again, there's that wick down that needs to sort of be ignored. That's happening across all charts, I think. Yeah, at 241. So all charts are having this issue at the moment. And it just looks really good. I don't know what else to say. It broke out on high volumes to the upside. It's doing a pullback. Now, I did buy initially at this level here at VWAP, $4, and then it sort of broke down. And I added on. The idea was that if it held 4 and started swinging back up to like 406, 407 towards the end of the day, I was going to add on to the position. It ended up being that it dumped. Well, not really a dump, but it closed lower than I wanted to. So I was just like, all right, I'll just add on here because I think it's fine. I still think it's really fine. I'll add on tomorrow. If it goes down to like this 380s level, that would be absolutely phenomenal to catch. I mean, it wouldn't be ideal to get back into the three. Actually, no, it'll be fine. 380s. It'll be fine. Maybe a wick down and then recover. This is probably going to take a few days to move. I don't expect this to just look. If tomorrow it breaks through this $4 level and breaks to new highs through not new highs, but you know what I mean, recent highs. It goes like 415, 417 or something like that. That'd be sick. That's definitely going to be an add-on point for me as well, is as it clears, you know, basically has confirmation that it is going to punch through this pivot here, then that's definitely an add-on. That is strong. That is really strong. And this is a clean reversal here. We've already got a signal here. It's retesting, making higher highs. So higher highs, higher highs. Here's the recent low and a higher low. So higher high, higher high, higher low. Yeah, pretty straightforward stuff. This is a nice little momentum trade. Where does it get to? Good question. No fucking idea. All I know is that I would not want to see it close within. I'm just speaking out loud. I haven't like really taken the time to look at this thoroughly and be like, hey, I'm going to close here under these conditions. Yeah, I really wouldn't want it to be inside the body of the previous day candle. I don't think I'd want to see it close. So I wouldn't want to see it like 375 or lower. That's 100%. That's not good for me. And that, you know, 377, 370. Yeah, okay. I can see it retesting around here and then sort of drifting back up or something like that. That'd be like the worst bullish case, if you know what I mean. So this is like a really slow bullish move. If it does this, good solid standard bullish move, which it continues in the next day or two, just to the upside, or goes sideways and then upside. So that'd be ideal. I wouldn't be crash hot on adding on too much as it pulls back. I'd rather add on as it breaks through. So I would only want to add on close to my stop loss. I'd really want to, you know, size in as it gets close to my stop. And if it triggers me, that's fine. Then I'll just move on to something else. But I just want to really take a time to appreciate just how beautiful this looks. This is a beautiful, beautiful looking reversal. I haven't actually had time to look at its history of how it sort of behaves. I don't think it really matters. You know, history doesn't tell you the future performance or anything like that, but it's just nice to know what a stock does when it hits higher highs, higher lows, what it looks like when it reverses. So here's an example of it reversing. So it's obviously come off and it's hit a high and then a higher high for the, well, somewhere around here, higher low, and then, yeah, just trends nicely to the upside. It does look like a small mover. You know, it doesn't move much per day, and it is prone to going sideways. Recent price action suggests otherwise. As you can see, it's just a huge collapse. Every day is moving 1.5%, 7%, 10%. Yeah, okay, it has good moves. So this is really interesting for me, this one. I did have a couple of other stocks on my radar, but I am short on time today, so I'm just going to call it quits on this, and hopefully I'll post out some tweets later tonight. If you guys are interested in other potential swing trades that I'm eyeing off, I'll just post those. But this is the only new trade that I've taken, and yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.